Chi-Town, cue the joint on your ready. Why do so many scholars agree that Jesus was black? Like, share, subscribe.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Yes, sir. Fair use. Educational purposes. Edutainment.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying
All the way through the show.
to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
Block right here. I should call this shit no block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at? Hey, this what y'all wanted me in Chicago? O block right here. I should call this shit no block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at? Niggas ain't outside. It's only 10 p.m. Where the fuck y'all niggas at, block?
O block right now. Where we at? Tell you something, man. This Nino Brown, man. I'm live on O block right now. Where we at? This O block. I'm from Miami. I just want to tell niggas, man, we gotta stop killing each other, man. Yeah, this shit ain't about nothing. All that killing shit, we gotta work together, man. Stop killing each other, my nigga. I had to come over here and tell niggas that shit, my nigga.
I'm right here, see where I'm at, I'm out here, Black Star Line cigars, from grown man, on some grown man stuff, and to the PDs, stop doing that killing. Please, stop doing that killing.
Hey, we're live. Great topic. Why do many scholars agree that? Please like, share, subscribe. Self Love Show starts shortly.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. a lot of times we forget that. We like look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
You couldn't handle the truth. Your mind, your soul will follow. Yeah, buddy. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Self-love, vision. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Much better. Yes, sir. Chicago kids are back in the building. Powerful topic tonight. Welcome to Chicago's very own The Self Love Show, where we got two mottos. Motto number one is on earth as it is in heaven. All praise due to the ancestor, to the creators. Big ups to my mama Sky. Motto number two is as above, so below. Right now, we can be found Malcolm exclusively right here on this YouTube channel. This ain't that network, or as we say, TATN. Yeah. Yeah. TATN. This one of the co-hosts, 9 Millie. What down, Shot Town, Inglewood. Yes, sir. Cali, all over this world. Big ups. Repeat after he. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. We live and live in color. Today is Wednesday, November 15th at about 8:15 p.m. in the Heezy at the Shy. As always, we love to acknowledge that you cats can be any place and at any time in this magnanimous universe. But thankfully, we all Scooter chose to be here together. Here together. What down, brother Wordsmith?
What's the business?
What you manifesting, bro?
Love. You know me. I'm manifesting love. Now, what you manifesting?
Absolutely. Ditto. Pure, magnificent, unfettered, unfiltered. Some say harsh, others say tough. But as you know, love just the same, good brother.
No doubt.
Hey, what's been going on in your neck of the shot since we last linked?
Well, a couple things. My born day was Monday.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Tuesday, and today, return of the snow.
very bittersweet.
Return of the
people-
Snow sounds like a film where you set up Silverdale and then,
Yeah, it keeps people out of the street, and those blicks seem to go away a little bit.
oh yeah, those trigger fingers are too chilly.
Yeah,
That trigger's freezing cold. Finger might get stuck on that thing out there. Yeah.
yes, sir. 52 burns around the sun, rotations around the burn.
Yeah, that's blessings, man. Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Facts.
Can't take one day for granted, man. Happy belated to you.
Much appreciation.
All right, so what to expect today on the Self Love Show? As always, we got the quote of the day, the MGD, that's more growth and development video. The MGD, that's more growth and development video. It's our platform. It's what we're standing upon. And of course, there's our Tattoo Tyranny series. We unpack a 2-minute video right here, live, and we'll tell you if it's tyranny or not tyranny. Feel free to chime in the chat as well. Please like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. All right, tonight's topic is, why do many scholars agree that Jesus was black? There's more to that title, but when you put titles in, YouTube comes around and dings you, ding. So there's an addendum to tonight's title, and it's does it matter? Does it matter? All right. And then, of course, we got next week's sneak peek. We'll tell you what we got in store for you on the Self Love Show next week. Then, of course, my personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's where this brother to my right summarizes everything in a metaphysical bit of prose right off the top of the dome, right off the rip. Genius. All right. You got any announcements there, fella?
Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, share it far and wide. Let's get this range out here further than what we have right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And stop the blicks, as Self Love alluded to earlier. Don't just count on the snow, the return of the snow. Stop that violence. And bro, it's going to acknowledge your birthday, bro. Happy birthday. And then we got my big sister's birthday is tomorrow, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll be forgetting that.
Yeah. Then we got Mia coming up on the 22nd. So we might as well give both of them a happy birthday.
Yeah, happy born day.
That's right. Many, many more. And of course, we got, we had some people become ancestors. They crossed over. And so condolences to Salik. He appeared on the show for, the loss of Papa Du. Condolences. Sorry for your loss. Wakil also appeared on the show.
Yes.
So for his family, condolences. Loss of Papa Du, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And Brother Taylor Fuller, a couple weeks ago, condolences to you and your family. Keep your head up. He lost his Mama Du. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Condolences. Rest in peace. And then if you guys got any suggestions for topics, drop it in the chat, or you could do it in the comments. You guys like, share, subscribe, and give us some topic suggestions or anything like that. We're here for it. So speaking of topics, tonight's topic is, why do many scholars agree that Jesus was black? We're going to give you some biblical and some historical context here. And should it matter? Should it matter? Does it matter? Does it matter? It's an interesting question. That question is not suggesting that it's a question whether or not it matters. It's pretty deep. You'd have to meditate on that. All right. So we did our announcements here. And if there's any people with a cloth, any biblical scholars, or just anyone of you at a goyim, chime in. We want to hear from you tonight. Put in your proof, scriptures, any things like that. Type it in the chat. We'll dig it up. This is interactive. We'll share it. Call in 424-900-6945. That line is completely wet.
Troll free.
It's pinned at the top of the chat, 424-900-6945. Trolls get holes around here. All right. So, enough of my yapping. Let me turn it over to the birthday boy over here so he can handle his business.
Yo, welcome to the show. Self Luv Show. The topic today is, why do many scholars agree that Jesus was black? And does it matter?
Does it matter?
As always, we have a very important video for you to watch, the More Growth and Development video for the platform that we are building the Self Love Nation off of. And as always, prior to that, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day. His feet were like burnished bronze when it has been made to glow in a furnace, and his voice was like the sound of many waters. His feet were like burnished bronze when it has been made to glow in a furnace, and his voice was like the sound of many waters. Revelations 1:15.
Interesting.
Yes, very, very interesting. Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silverback. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. Number 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless.
9,
to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
We're closing the gap. All right, and number 10,
sir.
please.
At number 10, protect our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
Facts. Voltron, come together like Voltron. Big ups to Eddie Sivo. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Big ups to I'm the Overseer. Big ups.
Huge ups.
Big ups. All right. Yeah, so if you guys missed it last week, we unpacked well last week. Is it time for the black community to disavow the N-word, and who should be using it? Right?
It was deep.
Yeah.
I advise you to check it out, because, man, the words right here couldn't do any justice for what it served last week.
All facts. So, but tonight's show is all about, why do many scholars agree that Jesus was black? Does it matter? I remember having that conversation with my late grandmother, and she was of the cloth, and I was like 13, and it was just like, Jesus is black. You know, I gave my rationale. And we're going to say Jesus for tonight. You know, some may know him as Yahusha. All types of different, names here.
Yeah.
But I gave my facts, and she didn't deny it. It was, and then, but she said, but it doesn't matter. And then I said, well, then why is he always depicted a certain way? Right?
Why did they change it if it doesn't matter?
But what I actually said back then was, if it didn't matter, why isn't he displayed, either not displayed or displayed in multiple? The truth would be, holy, but I'm saying if it doesn't matter, so
Right.
why is it 99% of the time depicted a certain way here in this country?
Well, we know the answer to that.
Yeah, but that's about as far as I could push it with my grandmother. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, you were blessed to be able to push it that far in those days and time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because children were to be seen, not heard.
Exactly. But if you're going to be, dragging me around a Bible study and this, that, and the fourth, and having me sit down and read that book, and third and the fourth, and I'm sitting there reading it, and you know what I mean? I'm like, well, but we'll get more into that. Rest in peace to my grandmother. She was nothing but love.
Facts.
All right, so that's what we're on tonight. But self-love, did you see the video, Shut Up and Apologize?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure, but lately, I'm pretty unplugged, but lately I've been seeing some of these clips. So
big ups to Inside Edition. Let's shut up and apologize. Yeah.
I just think that's wild.
I'm not going to say what you know. Deep down in my heart, I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is the superior one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No, let me finish.
So, white is better than all.
No, let me finish.
Go ahead.
I think everybody thinks that. They're just not honest about
Hey,
it.
I'm not racist, though. I like all types of
Did
content.
I say I don't
Hey,
like
pause
people?
for a second.
Wait, so you said you are what?
That kid led him because he didn't even say all that, boy. That dude piled on him more, didn't he? The kid was right. I'm like, how can you assume that he means that from what he said? Oh, man. All right. Hey, my bad. Go forward.
I think I paused the share or something instead of the video.
All right.
It's back to it.
Okay.
You said you are racist. I did. Yeah, I'm trying to be honest. No, I'm not saying it again. I said it enough.
So you're racist. I think I'm like doing something.
Put your phone up.
I respect you for a while, but like
I'm putting
now,
your phone up.
I don't even got no more respect for you.
Yeah, sir. I don't think I got respect for him no more, bro.
Mm-mm.
You should have more respect for him. No, not at all.
Wow.
Today.
Wow.
Wow. Go ahead. My bad.
I did end up seeing that today on social media. Yeah, wow.
Well, I mean, you talk about the programming and the indoctrination centers.
Yeah. He just came right out there and said that. Man, these CRT laws and all that, no one can't tell the truth about history and all that, is embracing these people. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's easy for me to say, like, because I'm a product of those schools. But you're almost doing like the farmers did if you can't get your kid in a good school system. Let them have schooling up until they're about 13, and then what?
Pull them up out of there.
Yeah, pull them up out of there. Yeah.
Even then, it's the problem The main issue I see with schools is it's part of the main formation of
Correct.
their whole soul and spirit and thinking. And them 7 years where
okay, yeah.
where everything is formed and all of that, and you
So
pumping
you
it
say
right into there.
send them out there from 7 to 13,
Something like that.
8 to 13, 8 to 13.
Yeah, would probably be a whole lot more effective for society and the world.
If you have to send them to those low grade schools, I wouldn't send them to any if you could, but if you have to.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have to, that's a huge tenet that we have to
push.
Yeah, we have to come up with our own way to school, and we have to stop using these places.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And you'll know, because there's no way, Nas's dad pulled him out of that crazy high school. Biggie dropped out, freshman. I mean, like I'm talking about certain situations.
Yeah.
Nothing good. They're being programmed for jail and crime and murder.
And that starts at 8 years old, mind you.
Correct.
They started splitting them up and you getting LD classes and all that. That mean that they're trying to steer you to prison.
Correct. But you guys, that was a curveball because we normally show 12, but this is all part of the system.
Yeah.
And this is what we're talking about tonight. There's another tentacle.
Yes.
Of the system. The whole Christianity, that nature. But we're under the context of biblical history is Black history. And that's what it's our premise here. Pretty much it is. Well, that's my premise. Let me speak for myself.
Yeah. I mean, that book is made up of much older books that it borrowed from.
Very true. But if they were much older, then those people were probably, yeah.
That's why I kind of
said,
yeah.
All right, well, let's move on. Tonight's topic is why do many...
we still can...
Oh, tyranny? Yeah, that's tyranny.
And that jackass got fired, just so you know.
They don't even be having the pride or the wherewithal to step away. He probably had one more year to his pension.
Man, that dude.
And I'm going to get my full pension.
He felt full and blazing. I can.
Shorty set him up. You saying you a racist? We all are. Wait, what?
He said yes. And then he said,
yeah.
You think the white race is the better? He said, yes, I think everybody does, if they're honest.
Yes. And he's been teaching for years. Imagine the damages he was doing when he early.
Before he said that,
yes,
he was probably a model teacher, and everybody was giving him praise and everything.
Yeah.
And he still felt that way, and he still dealt with it like that.
Yeah, we need student cams. If you do send your kids to those schools, have them with cams on at all times.
Man.
Yeah. All right. Let's push forward there, fella. All right. So now we got our next segment here. Do we have another one? Let's roll it and see what happens. Big ups. Inside edition. Big ups. Maybe it's ABC. We'll see.
Today, there's been a flood of anti-Semitic activity in recent weeks. Top NBA superstar Kyrie Irving suspended for posting a link to an anti-Semitic film. The FBI has warned of threats against Jewish synagogues in New Jersey. And then there was that ugly message blasted at the stadium after the Georgia-Florida game in Jacksonville. And police say they now know who was behind that.
We now know who's responsible for projecting this vile message of hate on the side of a football stadium last weekend that drew national attention. The same message, Kanye is right about the Jews, was also projected on a building in downtown Jacksonville. The extremist is identified as 39-year-old John Minadeo, leader of an openly anti-Semitic hate group based in California. He admitted he used a projector mounted on a drone
Told you they
to
out here,
create the
boy, in Cali. I
messages.
told you
Jewish
that when I moved
communities
here.
everywhere are on edge. I'm outside of United Synagogue in Hoboken, New Jersey, where you can see police officers standing guard outside after the FBI received a warning about a broad threat to synagogues across the state. A man is in FBI custody who reportedly claims he did not intend to hurt anyone.
We are in an incredibly dangerous moment when it comes to seeing the rise of anti-Semitism in America.
And basketball superstar Kyrie Irving has finally apologized for promoting a movie with anti-Semitic themes. To all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize, the Brooklyn Nets star posted. Irving has been indefinitely suspended following a train wreck press conference in which he repeatedly deflected opportunities to say if he was sorry. A Nets statement declared that Irving is currently unfit to be associated with the Brooklyn Nets. Irving has been universally denounced, but has found support in one corner. Who else but Kanye West, whose anti-Semitic outbursts have cost him billions of dollars in business deals. They make us attack each other, he posted.
Okay, big ups to TMZ, but I'm still not. I need to chill out right now. Yeah, a lot of ridiculousness going on behind this. I know we're on a 2-strike thing, so
I just don't know how they associated Kyrie with that.
They're associated. Okay, anytime they mention one, they have to mention the other. Period.
I think that's where we're messing up as black men. I've said on this show. Yeah. I've said on this show, so we got to stop crying in front of the media and being fearful. But the untouchables, man, they come right out with it. It strikes up memories, and we're afraid.
Yeah, I mean, even the message that was projected.
Yeah.
I don't. How was that? Never mind.
Yeah.
It just said something that was somebody's opinion, and it didn't say anything about them. Just said he was right.
Yeah, right. I want to see a story on the dude who put that up there. That's what I wanted information on.
Yeah. Need to get a background on him. I mean,
that was the overplay for the overlay.
Man, they didn't care at all. They were just like, yeah, we can roll this one. It should get some traction. And they're scared everywhere.
All right. Well, let's move on because I don't know what the hell's going on with the program here. But why do many scholars agree that Jesus was black? And I mean, that's I'm saying, but what I put together, it's, with the videos that are posted versus what I have here. But it's on me. Yeah. But all right, let's jump to the dome teaser there, fella. Here we go. Today's riddle. Your mind is a muscle. I weaken all men for hours each day. I show you strange visions while you are away. I take you by night, by day take you back. None suffer to have me, but do from my lack. What am I? I weaken all men for hours each day. I show you strange visions while you are away. I take you by night, by day take you back. None suffer to have me, but do from my lack. What am I? All right, Self Love's got a thumbs up out there. All right, he's got a correct answer. Let's see if the chat. Big ups to Dr. Rue out there. Big ups.
Look like she answered.
Look at Dr. Rue. You giving her the answers? Is that what's going on?
No.
You're texting her. There's no way a woman can matriculate like that.
Here we go. I guess we can do that on YouTube. It won't be no problem.
Well, ha. It's a joke, YouTube. I mean, you can't even be, you know what I mean? You can't even be sarcastic and tongue-in-cheek these days.
Yeah, they don't understand that out there. The AI doesn't get it.
That's what that John Manoa's defense should be. Oh, I was joking. That guy who put that up there in them buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. It's nothing to joke about here. All right. All right, here we go. Enough of the appetizers there, fella.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
All right, we have no promo video because YouTube's been
we better not
shoving
now.
their thumb.
Yeah.
So, all right. So here we go. Tonight, as always, we're going to break down some of our unfiltered history. The topic is, why do many scholars agree that Jesus was black? Does it matter? Was Jesus Jewish? Hebrew? Did he exist? That's what we're unpacking here tonight. We'd welcome any input from the Goyim or the chat or in the comments. Welcome any input. We've got some evidence here we'd like to share, just in a conversation, educational purposes. This is entertainment usage. Here we go. All right, self-love. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's the story of Jesus? What is the story of Jesus? So I'm going to give you a short. Make sure am I on?
Yep.
All right. All right. So, self-love, you know the story of Jesus?
What I was indoctrinated into, born of a Virgin Mary, had the three wise men coming to see him in his manger. They had to leave because the oppressors was looking to kill the newborns to stop the prophecy from being fulfilled. Born in a manger. Lived his life, disappeared for a while, came back, grabbed up some disciples, went around speaking truth, healing people,
folks,
condemning
disciples. You talking about folks? TATN.
They make it similar, so you know what I mean. You go around, telling the powers that be, speaking truth to power, performing miracles, and gets on the bad side of the rich people and fulfills his prophecy where he's betrayed, gets beat down and crucified, and rose on the third day, and sitteth on the right hand of the Father.
It's pretty much what I heard, except for the rabble rouser of the rich people. I think he was more so the scribes and the religious scholars and the priests At least that's the way the story was told.
Yeah, kicked over the money changers.
Right.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, but they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, well done. It's thought that Yahusha was born around 4 BC in Bethlehem, about 6 miles from Jerusalem. His parents, Joseph and Mary, took him to Egypt to avoid a massacre of infant boys ordered by King Herod. The family returned to their home in Nazareth in what is now northern Israel after King Herod's death. That's our contention that you know, imagine all these people were black. All right. It's a thought experiment. Jesus lived in Nazareth until he was about 30, when he began traveling around the area, teaching people about God and urging them to change the way that they lived. He also healed people of a huge range of illnesses. At the start of this period, he recruited 12 men, known as disciples, to follow him. Dozens of other men and women also followed him. 2 disciples, Matthew and John, later wrote about what happened. Their eyewitness accounts are in the Bible. His teachings were radical and countercultural. Thousands of people heard him speak. He inspired and challenged the people who heard him, but antagonized most of the Jewish religious leaders. They conspired with one of Jesus' closest followers to have him arrested for blasphemy. Jesus was put on trial and executed, so they backdoored him. Jesus was put on trial and executed by crucifixion in around 30 AD. Christians believe that Jesus rose from the dead. He appeared to more than 500 people in the weeks after his resurrection. He then ascended to heaven, going up into the sky in front of his followers. Most of the information about the birth, life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ comes from Bible books known as the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. These accounts are not exhaustive. They are not chronological. They do not have identical accounts of many events, and they record them in different order. This makes piecing together an exact timeline impossible. There are non-Christian sources too, including historians Flavius Joseph and Tacitus, who was a Roman senator. Academics have used ancient Greek and Roman documents and also studied astronomical calendars to try to work out the chronology of Jesus' life. So, pretty much what you said. So it's all the same understanding, pretty much.
Yeah, it's similar. It's stories. What they leave out is that the Apocrypha, the books written by people who actually walked with him, were left out. And the Gospels, as they may be accounts of people that walked with him, they were never written by the people attributed to them. They were written 30 years after crucifixion.
Says who?
Says a lot of scholars and a lot of research I've done. Like, those people, they weren't writing a whole lot of stuff down at the time, and it was oral tradition, which even
that could be a reason why it's not all exact.
Yes. Yep. And even more reason that most of those people were melanated.
Interesting, bro. Very interesting. So, so that was just a brief, background. So that runs me into next topic of conversation. Does it matter what image that Jesus is depicted? Does it matter? We kind of went over that a little, but
absolutely.
Does it matter?
Absolutely, it matters. As opposed to not having an image and everybody being able to hold them in their own image, it is a filler for white supremacy. It's led to white supremacy. I don't know if it's all people, but a lot of white people believe that God is white because of these pictures, and everything is pictured white. Santa and everybody.
White people, black people picture Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. I said everybody, but I said I know a whole lot of white people.
Oh yeah, all of them do.
Because
nearly all of them do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's conditioning, and if God is white, then white is right, and we're subject to them and their how they treat us.
Facts.
And that's a huge issue.
And so you're saying that it matters.
Absolutely. It's indoctrinating everyone to think that everyone that's Christian or what have you think that.
Well, I agree with all of that. And if we're going to assume the premise that he's the Son of God and God incarnate, as the Christian theology says, then God created himself, whatever image he was created in, for a reason. Right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Now, unless you're going to tell me he was an albino. Can you say albino?
Yes.
All right. I don't know which words.
I'm clear we can say albino.
Well, if you're going to say that, we'll get into those areas and, how dark many historians and scholars have said those people were in those regions. He would have had to have been born like with a pigmentation issue for that to exist.
Well, then he would not be depicted as a version of Sergio Borneo.
No. You see how he's laying there in his hair?
Yeah, I mean, it's they actually,
looks like a little female.
Yeah, I mean, that's the actual guy. He what's the so-called great dude, the painter Da Vinci?
Yeah,
thinker.
Leonardo.
Yeah, he is the one that came up with that. He was paid to come up with that depiction, and that's what they've made him ever since.
So that's why part of my question is it mattering? You know what I mean? Because I know it matters.
Yeah, and it's mattering too, because a whole lot of people have a inferiority complex because of it. It's just naturally ingrained.
Yeah, and all that blicking and running up on one another in the community.
Yes.
If we saw the God in, around, and on all of us, our brothers and sisters.
We saw each other, as ourselves.
Which probably explains why we can go downtown, except for recently, and not do anything violent to those people, because we look at them like they're what?
The God.
Whether it's consciously or what?
Subconsciously.
Yep.
It absolutely matters. And anyone who says it doesn't matter, you got to look at them sideways, because either they're indoctrinated fully or they're complicit.
Yep, we have drawn that conclusion, and that is true. It's one or the other. Ignorant. Complicit. Well, I know Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, rest her soul, she had a lot to say about it, and she didn't bat an eye with how she brought the information.
At all. Remember when she was in Follinger, U of I's campus?
Yeah. Yeah.
Powerful.
She says in the ISIS papers, Symbolism of Christ, to the extent it can be accepted that a man named Jesus lived in Africa some 2,000 years ago and that he was a member of the indigenous peoples, that man was undoubtedly a black man, a man with skin pigmentation, not a white man lacking in skin pigmentation. Albinism, like leprosy, causes the skin to turn white and was considered a serious disease in ancient Africa. The victims of albinism and leprosy were cast out from the skin pigmented peoples. Jesus was never discussed as having such a disease state.
Of course not.
Yeah.
They just made it up.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't want to get too much into this because that'll definitely get us banned. But Kyrie should tweet this book, the ISIS papers, y'all. So we both agree that it matters.
Absolutely matters.
I'm the overseer. Say, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. Mm-hmm. All right. Facts. Depends on how you treat yourself. Some people don't love them what? Selves. So they can go outside and cuss out their who?
Neighbor.
Right. Right.
But I always said love people how they want to be loved is a higher form of love than love them as you love yourself.
Well, yeah, that's love.
Yeah.
All right. All right. What did your elders, ancestors, from what you remember, when you run around churches, Catholic churches, whatever was going on, running up the street? What were elders and ancestors talking about when it came to his image?
My immediate to my great grandparents, they accepted the white image. That was Jesus, and it'd be hard pressed to convince them anything else.
That's amazing. Yeah, my mom told me Jesus was black, but I don't know so much about my dad. But it's just interesting, man. That's a minds. They said what they say. They robbed us of our race, our religion, our culture, our God.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, my mom, said he was black, but it also at the same sentence said it didn't matter.
Correct. That's what we say. And then in the same instance, we'll have those images around. You know what I mean? Even if it's a Bible and it has those images in it, or you go to your local church and it's got those images in it.
My mom also, she was in religion, very strict religion, and she, so we didn't have those images around my house growing up and none of that. But, when we go to families' houses, they were everywhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or to church or to other churches. You
didn't
look at
to
it.
Go to church a lot. Went to Catholic schools.
Well, if you're watching TV, did y'all watch TV, movies?
Yeah. I mean, I saw the images everywhere,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They just wasn't in my crib, you know what I mean?
School, they might have those images pop up now and then, where they can slip it in there.
Yeah.
That's
I went to private schools, so it's a complete mind fuck.
Complete. Big ups, Tasia. Yeah.
Huge.
That's very, very true. Yeah, and I would say that yeah, you're right. It's not something that was really discussed a lot. because we don't feel like, I mean, as a community, that matters. That's how we were conditioned, programmed.
Yes. Wasn't said too much. One of the first times that I realized that there was something different going on was at Good Times. When JJ
Florida get in a jam and the husband to be busting his ass.
JJ painted a black Jesus, and Michael took the white one down and put the black one up there.
Oh, right.
And Florida was snapping, and she had to concede. That was the first time that I remember seeing even a image of a black Jesus.
And James wasn't in that. He was.
He came later though. He wasn't during the main discussion.
Right, because it was very controversial work of art that JJ did too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy, man. It's freaking crazy.
Then when I was in high school, went to a retreat, and they had Christ depicted in several, races, different races, and I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, they're trying to further indoctrinate that it doesn't matter. But it did open my mind to that, okay, there's other images now. I need to see if they're even, are they really some
Are there really some
other images?
Yeah.
That really opened me up. I was like, whoa. And then you find out that the Madonna and the Christ is black everywhere in the world. It's like, what?
Yeah, and imagine what they allegedly have in the Vatican.
You're right, because they still have it public in other European museums and stuff.
And so Genesis 1:26, chapter 1, verse 26 says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness.
Facts.
And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God is making man in his image. The original man, according to genealogy and archaeology, and what is that when they study the bones? Is that it? Yeah. The oldest man is found in Africa.
South America, I've found some information that they're just, blatantly writing out that it's South America. But Africa, South America, still the same result.
Oh, they still had the African DNA or whatever. I mean, not African, but
melanated. It's not no white person or pink person or Asian or, it's our phenotype, our situation.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Well, let's when we come back, bro, we're gonna get into a little bit more. I just got a couple more scriptures, keep the conversation going, bro. But you know what we on now? I think y'all know. Right.
Yeah. Music went away.
Crazy. What's going on?
That setting probably went back on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yes, y'all. And it don't stop. It's halftime. The Self Luv Show. Why do many scholars agree that Jesus was black? And does it matter?
You hear the music now?
Yep.
Good.
It's still in and out. When you talk, it pops in. So it's labeling it as background. Halftime. And yo, we've had a expansive condition about the show. We've been doing well about expanding on this topic. And as we continue the second half, we're going to expand more. Y'all know how we do. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, share it far and wide. It's halftime. It's still not there, but you know.
That's crazy. Halftime, y'all.
Snap out of it. Snap out of it. We got a movie to do. The same thing with Ali. He would tell me, hey, tell him stop all that shit. You know, he said, look, I'm just another nigga, you know, trying to get bigger. That's what he would say, you know. He said, don't make me more.
Knew that was true because he would literally just be out running and stop and talk to us and talk to the kids and you know, and he was just so gracious, and the hope and inspiration that it gives you, like, this is Muhammad Ali, and he's not talking to you like, do this and do that.
No. He messing with you, you know, playing around with you, you know. And cause I said, so why are we going to Compton? He said, to make the people happy. You know, so why are we going to South Central? Why are we going to Watts? You know, they said, oh, let's go to Cedars-Sinai, you know. Oh, let's go and visit the sick people there. And they couldn't believe Ali was there. You know, of course, he's bigger than me, but also I was there. But just making, he said, this is why we got it. This is why God gave it to us.
Yes.
All that 3 times heavyweight champion, all the money, that don't mean nothing. This is what I love to do. They can have all that. You know, for me to make somebody happy, that's what I enjoy doing.
Now, what advice would you give to a young man, you know, in the streets of Gary, in Chicago, in today's climate, you know, and I'm asking you to do it, you know, a lot of folks will say, well, I'm not there and I've been gone a long time, but just from the fact that you are from there and that is your root and, you know, you're an elder. So what would you say is key for them?
You know what? It's like to know who you are, to know you are from divine lineage, that the first man, Adam, you know, of color, God breathed his breath. Everybody came from us. And that don't mean we have to look down on people, but every race. I mean, the white man will tell you that, you know, Leakey, you know, anthropologists, everybody knows that, you know, but a lot of white people are in denial, you know, but a lot of my white friends know, but black kids need to know. And because my pastor, Elder Chandler, Gospel Temple Church of God in Christ, he told me Jesus is not white. You know, Jesus is like, you know, he's brown or, you know, he's color. He has that man of color. So I knew that at 12 years old. So that made me walk a certain way, right? That the creator of all, right? So they need to know I think didn't start at slavery, you know? It didn't even start, and way before all that, the beginning, God and us, all right, like this. Once you know that, you have that divine nature, brother. You walking like that you have that, and God, he dwells in you. Are his child. You are made in his image, right? That you can do, and don't be apologizing for your success. You know, man. I said, no, God never apologized for creating the sun, the moon, the galaxies. No, I'm saying, yes, I'm all that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I am. Thank you. And by God's grace, thank you. Yes. Yeah, I liked it too. I saw my movie again last night. I loved it too. You got too many of the Christians, you know, they make it so sad, you know. But God, you know, you gotta walk with authority. You gotta walk like you are. You are a child of the King. You are a king. You are, as they said, as Jesus said, you know, when they say God with a small G, you know, that don't mean I would say I'm God, but it, in the literal sense, it is there because we are His child. So
you know what, in heaven as it is on earth.
Thank you. If we really got that, I want the black baby. You are more than Gary, Indiana, and mom and dad, and mom on crack or whatever. I don't care. If you had that personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and thank God I did, in spite of seeing my mother get her butt whooped by these stepfathers, and I'm too young, I'm 3, 4 years old. What can I do? You know, but the fact that I had that connection, man, you know, I can see why kids commit suicide today.
Because they don't have
bullied and all this going on.
Nothing. They have nothing.
You know, they got, man, they just like, oh, brother, you don't know what if you knew, you know. And my proteges, you know, I manage kids, so it's a rough job though. But the ones I did, they knew that. I will make sure, you know, we're gonna have a history lesson here. So you don't walk around. You walk around with your, you know, you're gonna walk like royalty. You're gonna know who you are. When you walk into a room, your very aura gonna change that room, the temperature of that room. Because you know the divine God lives inside of you. When you walk in that room and you say it, you speak it. You know, I can do all things to grow. You walk in and I've seen it.
You're moving the vibrations.
Brother, I've seen it. But people have a frown on their face. You walk in the room, they can't help because they can't help. I'm prayed up. Ain't nothing you can do with me. I'm prayed up, brother. I got the sword in hand. What?
Hey, bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them?
I got mine.
I'ma show the world what they don't.
Does it sound better?
Yep.
Yeah, I figured something out. If I made it this far, I go anywhere.
Welcome back to the Self Love Show, where tonight we're unpacking why do many scholars agree that Jesus was black? Does it matter? So far, we've talked about some historicalness of the whole conversation, aspect of the topic. Now we're going to expand even further and grow the information.
Yes, sir. Big ups, Trife Mac.
Big up.
Yeah, so we back into it. Told y'all we're gonna give y'all some scripture, some great conversation on this topic, and it does matter. That's what that brother was just talking about in that video.
Yeah, of course. Ain't no way it don't matter. That's part of the indoctrination.
Man, that's wild. That's like the pledges convincing the brothers that the brothers are the pledges. Wow. All right. Why do many scholars agree that Jesus was black? We're going to check out another scripture. But go ahead, Self.
I mean, okay, if we look at the world and where they say all this took place, there aren't Europeans there. And they've gone through a mass mind fuck trying to separate Egypt and Israel out of Africa, or where they say it's at. That's what they're saying. And got this Middle East and all of this. It's just a massive. And especially when there are like old maps that say some of those land masses are on this continent, as in America, North, Central, and South.
Yeah, I'd even add that it's a soul bang too. It's not just a mind screw, it's a soul screw when you start getting into the spiritual side of things. Could be.
Well, it's an almost invented God that they have everybody praying to. So they created it. It's an entity. I don't know what it is though.
It's everything. Okay. So we're just going to chop this up a little. In Isaiah 53, 1 through 12, who has believed what he has heard from us, and to whom has the arm of the Lord revealed? For he grew up before him like a young plant and like a root out of the dry ground. He had no form of majesty that we should look at him, and no beauty that we should desire. Who does this sound like? He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And as one from whom men hide their faces, he was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the chastisement that brought us peace. And with his wounds we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. I'm gonna stop right there. Now, despised, men hide their faces. Yeah, you ever get that when you're walking around? You might be in
they can't
pink
look
community. Yeah.
It ain't just there.
Yeah.
It's,
true.
When your light shines, people who, light don't have a light can't even look at it.
Yeah, and in the descriptions I get is Yahushua was black. That description you sent me today said he was 3 cubits. That's 4'9", 4'10" out there.
Yeah, I mean, the pygmies are, are black. So I don't know if that meant that that's what he is, whatever. But
you're saying Yahushua was a pygmy?
I don't know, but I'm saying that description is saying something of the sort.
But it definitely said he wasn't. Basically he had a radio face. He wasn't.
Well, we know that this part of the world at that point in time, those people weren't there.
But Michelangelo depicted a pretty.
Michelangelo was born how many centuries after that?
He depicted him as pretty and soft looking, not coarse and hanging out with disciples.
What was
Murderers.
Angelo? What was that? Da Vinci. Which one was that?
Hanging out with disciples.
It was one of them two, though.
Murderers and thieves.
Man, please. His story is his story, period. And they lied about everything. So these adaptations to the so-called scriptures, it's been additions, 3 or 4 different editions, and, things have changed. I don't think the actual writers made any edits after they finished what they wrote. So it's supposed to be a perfect book and all of that. It's some issues and problems with it, at least for me.
Mm. Mm.
Because I don't know what in the 1500s they thought could, they knew better than God if it's a inspired by God book.
All right, so I'm just going to read 3 more verses. He was oppressed and he was afflicted. This is Isaiah 53:7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened his mouth like a lamb that is led to the slaughter, and like a sheep that before its shearers is silent. So he opened not his mouth. By oppression and judgment, he was taken away. Oppression and judgment, he was taken away. And as for his generation, who considered that he was cut off out of the land of the living, stricken for the transgression of my people. And they made his grave with wicked and with a rich man in his death, although he had done no violence, and there was no deceit in his mouth. It's all right there.
You ain't lying. Like, I don't want to sound crazy or whatever, but it's just a very, very microcosm of what I'm talking about. And you say, who's it sound like? It sounded like Kanye. I mean, this is a very small microcosm.
Yeah.
Because it's...
Yeah.
These powers that be are...
And they got a forked tongue, I'll tell you that much.
Well, they're showing themselves as the synagogue of Satan. Like, they are.
That's right. We're not saying any one religion or race or nationality. We're saying the powers that be.
Yeah. We didn't mention anything, that's for sure.
To be clear.
Very clear. We didn't say anyone. We're saying that there's a situation that's happening, and it's sounding like this.
Facts. Have you heard of any other, well, you know the one, when they gave a description. We did that in the quote, but yeah.
In Revelations, they talk about
skin of bronze.
Yeah. It was hair like lamb's wool.
All right, we got it right here. Revelation.
It was white, though.
Yeah. But your beard is white.
Yeah, that's what my whole point is.
Revelation.
And if I don't brush this thing out, it would look like wool.
Revelations 1, chapter 1, verses 12. I turned around to see the voice that was speaking to me. And when I turned, I saw 7 golden lampstands. And among the lampstands was someone like a son of man, dressed in a robe reaching down to his feet, and with a golden sash around his chest. The hair on his head was white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like blazing fire. His feet were like bronze glowing in a furnace, and his voice was like the sound of rushing waters. In his right hand he held 7 stars, and coming out of his mouth was a sharp, double-edged sword. His face was like the sun, shining in all its brilliance. When I saw him, I fell at his feet as though dead. Then he placed his right hand on me and said, "Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am the living one. I was dead, and now look, I am alive forever and ever. And I hold the keys of death and Hades." Revelations chapter 1, verses 12 through 18.
I hold
the keys
to death and Hades?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
I thought he would be talking about heaven. If it's the Christ, he's talking about death and Hades.
You're saying, as opposed to saying, I hold the keys to everlasting life
in heaven.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's very, very interesting. Because there's there's a contention that says the God of the Bible is the devil. And I don't really feel that that's the case, but that's how I feel. That's not what I know. I've read that verse plenty of times, and I never heard the death and Hades. I never paid attention to it.
Yeah, I think he's referring to judgment.
Mm-hmm.
The next verse, he says, "Write, therefore, what you have seen, what is now, and what will take place later. The mystery of the 7 stars that you saw in my right hand and of the 7 golden lampstands is this. The 7 stars are angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches." But yeah, that was an interesting verse. But that's where you got into some description.
Right. Facts. Yeah, it's, if they just do any research, the people that were in the place where they're saying it's at.
Correct. In that region of the world.
If they're saying where they're saying it's at, it's just not even possible. So, even the Romans and the Greeks weren't all so-called white people. So, I mean, it's whitewashing, and they have whitewashed themselves all the way back to creation. They think that they're Adam.
Yeah, I know it wrote first just one verse in Job 30. He says, Job chapter 30, verse 30, "My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat." Just another description. Just one more description.
Facts. And we have to do for the state, all these are been translated from other languages, and we are at the mercy and will of the translator.
Correct.
And I'm the overseer. I'm the overseer. Asks, is black a race?
No, it's a color.
Yeah, it's a crayon thing. It's a descriptor.
Actually, black is absence of color.
Yeah. Well, all color? No, white is all color.
Yeah.
It's not a color. It's a crayon color. I mean, crayon box thing.
It's the foundation that all colors can be seen on.
It's an adjective, and all of its descriptors are bad as a definition. An opposite of white, which also is not a color. It's all of the colors combined.
Or all of the light races combined. They classify even brown people, you know, are you Hispanic, are you Caucasian, Hispanic, are you Asian? Like a lot of them, when they come over here, they say that they're told that they're Caucasian.
All of them.
Not the Nigerians.
I put as white. Yes, as white.
The Ethiopians are white.
Yes, all immigrants coming here are white, so they can keep the numbers where, you know, you can say, well, it's 70% white in this country, and, you know, we're gonna.
Yeah.
And they got a negative birth rate, so it's like, is that really happening? I don't think
I saw
so.
this one brother said that he was a Muslim, came over here from Ethiopia, and they listed him as Caucasian.
Yes. Everyone. Really. Everyone. You know, we need to stop filling those senses out as that situation, because it's a detriment. It doesn't push us forward. It doesn't even help us.
Detriment?
Yes.
Okay. So Solomon chapter 1, verses 5 through 6. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me, because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard have I not kept. I mean, who does it sound like they're talking about all the time?
Our people.
Yeah.
What we've been through, and yeah.
Okay, so let's go down this rabbit hole. I think we can accept that Adam and Eve were melanated. The Lucy, whatever you want to call them. Right? You mentioned geographically, even where they located the Holy Land, quote unquote, where they say it was located. If the Romans, and if most of them were white, ran the biblical people, I'll say, ran them out of Jerusalem, and then those people would have gone straight to Africa, which is where they come from. Because to otherwise self, if you look at the map, this is broken down very well by on my man's channel, Truth Unedited. If you look at the map, what they're suggesting, self, is that those people, when they were fleeing persecution, would have gone all the way through Rome to get to safety in Eastern Europe. So you're in Illinois, and imagine if everything west of you was Rome, everything directly east of you is Africa or Egypt or out of their persecution. They're suggesting that you would have run all the way through foreign America, essentially. I'll do a better example. You're in California and all you got to do is go to Mexico. And they're suggesting that you and your people and your family and all your tribes would escape by going all the way across America, getting to Miami, and then getting on a boat to Cuba.
Yeah, and it's absolutely. That's what they're trying to state.
That's what they taught us.
And they're also stating that they took people from the west coast of Africa and brought them to this land, which is just as stupid. Makes no sense at all, because they're lying about it all.
Well, we were already here.
Yes.
You're going to suggest to me that those pyramids could be built in such magnificence and glory?
Those pyramids are newer than the pyramids that are here.
Yeah, but even those old pyramids, even from the date that those pyramids are over there in Egypt, whether they're newer or not, you're going to suggest to me that that type of accomplishment could be made and those people couldn't navigate the earth?
Exactly. They said those people were primitive and didn't know anything and can accomplish more than we accomplish now scientifically.
But yet they allegedly were teaching people, we were teaching people how to bathe and sewer systems. They gave all that credit to the Greeks and Romans.
All of our credit.
Yeah.
Even though all of those people said where they got it from.
And
which was us. It wasn't,
Well, we're a welcoming people to an extent, to a large extent. As long as you ain't starting none, we'll welcome you in. But, I think some people could take advantage of that, as were the natives here. Welcoming. Like,
to get the master knowledge, you had to commit yourself.
Of course, but I'm just saying culturally, not for the mystery schools. I'm just saying culturally, if another culture came and they weren't committing war, they would be absorbed right into the community. Okay, so now you're, if we're Muslim, now you're Islam. If we're Hebrew, if you're Jewish, now you're a Jew. You see what I'm trying to say? We welcome them in, traditionally, historically, and I think that's been used as a weakness against us. It was a strength that helped us grow because we were able to exchange information. And
it's always a strength, but if someone has ulterior motives, then that's something different.
Correct. And that's how they could have been able to steal the history and the birthrights, legacies.
They are they have as far as the Hebrews, they have converted to our early religion or what have you and developed, and now it's I heard a term today that I never heard before, ethnoculture. So it's more than religion, being a Jew. I just heard that today. I was like, because there was someone on TikTok doing a video, and he was atheist and a Jew. And I wondered how can that be? Because Judaism is a religion, period. I don't even care what he's saying, but that's the realization. They think he could be atheist and a Jew.
Right. I concur. He could be atheist Israeli.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, Right. He wasn't even from there, so he couldn't. He didn't identify as that. He identified it as what was said, and it's crazy. And even have them.
But I guess he's saying he's got the Jewish bloodline. But I know if it's religion, but it's.
I can't accept that moniker. It's like y'all are from Europe. Yeah, Ashkenazi. So there is a so-called son of Noah who's Ashkenaz. Okay, I get that part. But if you're from Ashkenaz, then you're not Israel. You're not a Jew.
Well, you wouldn't be a Shemite.
Yes.
You'd be a descendant. You wouldn't be a descendant of Shem.
Or you're not Semitic.
Right. That's the same thing.
Right.
That's where it gets Semite from.
Right. I agree 100%. I was just expanding that from the anti-Semitic word, or what they love to promote.
Well, Kyrie's premise, we're way off topic here, but I got a little pushback from, I think he was saying between the lines, if you're a Shemite, you can't be anti-Shemitic. Well, I could be against my family. I hate my family. I'm going to kill them all. I could be against my, people, fraternity.
You can.
I hate my fraternity. I'm going to kill them all.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And
I mean, both of them said that same thing.
Yeah, we've got.
You can be. I mean, hey, I just say this, man. Somebody got murdered around the corner the other day by someone that was the same people. So I mean, if that's not anti, I don't know what is.
Correct.
So
Correct.
You can be anti and of the same order.
You absolutely can.
Period.
Yeah. Now, maybe what he was saying is, you should be calling me anti-Ashkenazi. Maybe that's what his between the line was.
Right.
Right. I can't be anti-Shemitic because you guys aren't Shemites.
Right.
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 But I started all that just to say, kind of putting it on topic, bro. You had David, King David, you had Moses, and it matters. If you're going to teach these stories, if that's what you're drawing off of as a family, the images that your children are getting when you're telling these stories in those formative ages that you were talking about.
Completely matters.
Completely matters.
Matters more than anything.
More than if you're going to teach them that. More than anything.
And especially when you look at, they don't even want to teach critical race theory at the highest form of education.
Correct.
Like no one was teaching that to the children. They was teaching this absolute and complete bullshit. And now they want to make it even more bullshit. They want to just pile the bullshit on, put some, some sprinkles and some whipped cream and make it all look so nice and tasty and all that. And when it's the lowest level of shit, and they're going to feed that to everybody. to everybody. It's just complete ridiculousness in its highest form. It can't be allowed. This system has to change, or we need to build our own system within it.
Well, exactly. The information has to be getting out there, because it's been done to us. It's being done to us. I mean, the oppression and persecution. We're not talking past tense. However, to your point, but the guy just shot somebody on, shot a poor citizen on, well, you don't like that word, but shot a brother on around your crib. We're doing it to ourselves as well. And that's due to
ignorant. This is so ignorant.
It don't matter. Stop talking all this stuff around me, and you're not raising a racist child by having images, not just dolls, right, Self? We're not talking about a black Barbie, black fair skin, pointy nose with long hair.
Well, we need our own images, our own sense of self. Like,
correct.
They market off of what we do. We create every industry that's ever been created just by doing us. And
Elvis is a modern day Yahusha.
Yeah, they invest in it and profit from it greatly.
Yeah,
they created nothing.
Yeah,
not even death and destruction, because we did that part too.
Yeah. I mean, you and I were discussing on the previous show about, religion in Silverdale. And I think we agree that, there's got to be a church. Whether that's the Church of Silverdale, there's got to be a church. And it's very important how that church moves.
Church, it's got to be
temple, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, so some institution. We got to figure out the name for it, because when I hear church, that pretty much indoctrinates Christianity, and it needs to be all people can come. We ain't tripping on that. We trying to get on the same page. We don't want to disavow or have anyone not come because of a name of something, for lack of a better term. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm the overseer said law. Yeah. Need someplace where, we're laying down the foundation.
Facts.
And like you said, it's critical to 8, 9 years old even. Now when they go out in the world, they're able to say things to white kids like, "Oh, your Jesus is white?" They're like shocked to see it. You know what I mean? Right. It's you know what I'm saying? Right.
Just able to observe the world and see it from a different point of view.
Yes.
Just accept the point of view that's put before them.
Correct. Got to have our foundation solid before we put them out there, because they're going to whittle away.
We definitely got to figure out something till 8, 9 years old before they even get out there. Yeah. That would be ideal.
Yeah. Have knowledge of self and everything by then, and that's already, programmed in the mainframe. What they call that on a computer, that information that's in there that can't system information.
Yes. Yep.
You can't delete that.
Operating system.
Yes. You can't delete that.
You mess with any of that, then your whole thing is not gonna work out there. They be like, "Oh, well,
can't reprogram that."
Yeah,
It's
not working. We gotta re-put the operating system in. You know.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah. Stop being low hanging fruit out here, bro.
Well, it's hard because
you had ignorance,
and centuries of indoctrination.
Indoctrinations and ignorance and the indoctrinating,
the indoctrinated ignorance.
Indoctrinating others, children
Yes.
and the children. Yeah. But I used to say, I don't care what the white man says. Jesus is a black man. You know what I mean? They got us talking about Santa Claus out here.
Yeah, Santa and Satan have the same letters, so.
Yeah, it's an anagram or something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
All these words in this spell that we speak.
Yeah, you talk about that a lot. So does Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, symbology. And, we did shows on hypnotism here.
Yeah. Those words, like if they sound the same, then they mean the same. I know they tell you that, oh, well, you've used it this way, it doesn't mean the same and all that. But no, it's a spell, so shit. You're spelling. It's a different spelling, but actually it's the same spell.
Yeah, they're casting spells, in my opinion, in movies, TV.
Everything that uses this language is a spell. Especially if you're viewing it for entertainment, they have a whole reason to have every word in that movie. And it's a spell.
Well, and I would challenge any naysayer self, because we're all entitled to our opinion. Show me the evidence. Because what do they say about UFOs? Great claims demand great evidence. Show me the evidence that Yahusha, the Jew, descended from those people, of course, it was a virgin mother. So it could have been a white man that got in there. But show me the evidence that he looked like Leonardo DiCaprio.
There is none.
Laying around some effeminate, not that, people's lifestyles is whatever it is.
And that's why
but they depict him laying around effeminate when you said he went to the money changers and kicked everything over.
Oh, yeah.
Scout on the mountaintop and talk to the people, and the people listen. Yeah. Do the people listen to...
In this day and age, they've conditioned everybody to that. Look at the people now. Let's look at them. There's a whole lot of them. Yeah.
I don't know, but you're right. You're probably right. But I'm saying somebody just, go talk to the people in the street. They're usually not, laying on the couch or whatever, reaching for grapes. Y'all need to listen to me. And these type of...
you got to check social media because shit, it's a whole lot of motherfuckers doing that part.
Okay, so you think it could be Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, I'm saying that's the conditioning and the programming has got to where that's where people are following, and it's not
got you
not real or true, but it's also stated in the scriptures that would happen. People would be led by false prophets and all kinds of things at the end of time. So,
yeah. And many of these scriptures, like you said, those stories in the Bibles go back thousands of years before they say Yahushua ever walked.
Yeah, if that was ever in a book. Even the ones written about him, because the characters, there have been many Christs, and, that one was created whenever the white people made that image.
Oh, yeah, because Elijah went up the same way.
Yeah.
And John the Baptist, Yahushua paid deference to him.
Yeah, because that was he baptized him. That was, it's all these stories, bro. John the Baptist, they're all Egyptian stories, they're Sumerian stories, they're in stories from Hinduism and in India. All these stories are way older than Christianity. Way older.
But you said that you started to say something about they created a God like a God in the sky instead of the God of self.
Like these. Okay. If I pick a idea and I convince everybody to pray and give their energy to this idea, then it is real. We've created something. By us having a little g and being gods and living in this matrix that we do, we are creators. I am saying that all these people, when they pray to Jesus, and I have a problem with that name, but when they pray to Jesus, and it's this white image or whatever, they've created that. That it's something that exists.
They made it manifest.
Yes. They pray to it weekly.
I tell you what, it is, because I've always marveled at the deference that not all black people, many black people still show in the presence of white people.
Complete indoctrination from the principle. White supremacy, making God white.
And all the heroes and all the historical figures.
Everything.
Yeah.
Imagine Superman being white, someone powered by the sun. Imagine that. It's just not factual.
Superman probably had some super sunscreen.
Well, Superman, he did. It was called melanin. Anyone powered by the sun is going to be melanated.
Well, but that white Superman, his kryptonite was probably melanin.
Well, yeah, because, yeah.
The DNA. Yeah. Oh, no, he's killing me. Yeah.
No, he didn't exist. It was, I don't know what the kryptonite is or whatever. I don't think it is. I think that's some way that they wrote that pinkness in.
Kryptonite. Yeah. It was part of the planet Krypton. Remember when it blew up? So instead of his planet giving him strength, his planet would kill him.
Ain't that some complete crap?
It is. It's bad writing. That's for sure. All right. I don't think we got nothing else in the chat, but I think we unpeeled enough for people to what?
Do their own research and look into what we said. Please.
And this isn't directed at our chat because I'm pretty sure they don't pray to a pink god.
Yeah. Please don't believe me, though. Look into it, though.
Yes. And this is for educational purposes, entertainment, fair use.
Edutainment.
Yes.
Fair use. Yep.
That's what all of this is about. The views expressed here may or may not be expressed in the expressed opinions of TATN and its subsidiaries. The Self Luv Show. Tory Wordsmith or 9 Mills.
Absolutely. My words are completely my own. That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all. All right. So we had a riddle today, and it was solved by Self Love and also Dr. Rue. She claims that Self Love is not sending her the answers. Still don't know how a female can matriculate. You know what I mean? I weaken all men for hours each day. I show you strange visions while you're away. I take you by night, by day take you back. Now, none suffer to have me, but do from my lack. What am I, Self-Love? What am I?
Sleep.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. Sleep. You came up with that, had to hear it twice or once and a half.
Yeah. Once I heard the about give you visions while you away or whatever that was. That part. That's oh, okay. Dreams.
Yeah. Yep. And that's a whole show in itself.
Man,
it's a heck of a ride, boy. It's a pleasure. Dreams. It's a pleasure.
Better than this life most of the time.
Yeah. It's definitely liberata. It's definitely liberating. All right. And tomorrow on Mouthpiece Included, open panel, we do politics. Our hottest topic is why are black quarterbacks scrutinized, held to such a standard? Got to break NFL records to be taken seriously. Why is it affecting us at the draft level? Could it be money? You guys are welcome to pull up. It's an open panel.
No, in my opinion, it's a spell, baby. These motherfuckers.
Every draft they pull it. Every draft. Don't have me break it. Every draft. Some poor black kid is sliding down the draft because somebody said that he can't process information and think.
He slides right down there because they want to slide them other people right up in there.
Uh-huh.
And it don't matter that much to them actually, because they're still going to be, for the most part, have the same agents and lawyers and agencies. All written into their contract. I know you don't have anything. I know you don't have anything.
And if you don't have an agent, you're going to get ridiculed.
We're going to put you right in here. We're going to get you signed up to my cousin-in-law. They ain't going to tell you this is my cousin-in-law. We're going to say such and such and such and such.
You'll never see all the money.
Blah, 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 blah.
You'll never see all the money. Your generations behind you won't be able to retire.
And we're always going to have your money for it. It's your
Correct. And you'll be broke by the time you're done playing.
Definitely before you die.
And if you still got it when you die, you're going to die, and allegedly you're not going to have a will and things of that nature.
Well, even if you do, we still going to have a part of that. We wrote the will. And
here comes the big federal tax bill, Self. But my accountant was handling it. But I was paying the account that Self was just talking about.
That's what I'm saying. They're written in to your rookie contract, and you kind of roll with them the whole way, and they lube you up the whole time.
You won't see all the money.
Yeah. We're going to get this new deal over here. It's going to be very lucrative for you.
That big house is a rental. You won't be in it more than 10 years max.
It's just a bunch of stupid shit, bro.
All right. But that's what we're getting on, and we'll come at you since we're not doing promo videos. We'll let you know what next week's show is all about. And so we appreciate everybody's support, but do not go anywhere, because this brings me to my personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's Self Love's final words. Out there. Something's not connected.
There it goes.
And it's still not. It's weird.
Yo. It was decent. Now it's gone. Okay. Why do many scholars agree that Jesus was black? I don't agree with black, so let's start with that.
Thanks.
He definitely was melanated. Of our hue, of our genealogy, of our political view. He understood that he was God manifest. May I suggest that you do the same if you know you blessed? Said that we could do far greater works than him. He was just an example.
We descended from Shem.
So we are the original Hebrew
flesh.
No matter what them Ashkenazis want to tell you.
Know thyself.
They live in a land called Israel that was formed in 48.
Israel fake?
Is that really where it was? Where's the proof to demonstrate?
Not one iota.
Because all them lands are modern inventions. They've been named and called what they are at the pink people's incision. They act like the ancient peoples didn't know nothing, but they can't even fulfill what they did or they function. And it's a lot of maps that say that them land masses was here in the so-called Americas. And I say it with no fear. They lied about everything. So why would I believe in the American dream? For most of us, it's a nightmare. Being fucked up in fiends. So I don't believe nothing and question everything. From my essence, I'm gonna bring what spirit tells me. And I'm gonna sing the praises of the Creator, cause it ain't none greater.
One.
It's in me. That's why we inflate the whole vibe. Love y'all. Thank you for being here. It's one vibe.
Words. More growth and development. Words. Let's get out of here. Y'all need to know yourself. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
Do you think you are the one?
Hey, that's what your boy was trying to tell us. Marley.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why they
Man.
killed him.
Yeah, talking about Haile Selassie. Black man.
Means know thyself.
Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
Yeah, man. An eye for an eye.
Facts. Silence is violence.
You see something, say something.
Twirl, twirl, woo-hoo. Slave theory. Greed plus ego over fear. That's slavery.
Facts. Charity plus humility times love. It's freedom, baby.
Libertà. 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 Do not answer questions.
Okay, where you head from? Question everything.
Fear is cap. One big illusion.
Vibrate love.
Forgiveness is the highest form of love.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end the beef.
Man, stop the pendulum. Healthy people, heal thy people.
Cause man, hurt people, they for sure hurt people.
It's unfortunate but true. Free Larry Hoover, man.
Free Chief Malik, Jeff Floyd.
While you at it, free all the guys.
Absolutely, because prison is slavery.
Facts. Y'all be like St. Pedro, black man. Keep your eyes on your hoosh, a black man. And you too got the power to walk on H2O.
Facts. So-called black people. Man, you focus like that, move mountains.
A mountain? How am I supposed to do that?
Oh, man. All we need is the faith of a mustard seed. And that right there, get right out the way.
Mustard seed, huh?
Yes, sir.
Don't seem like much.
All we need.
Word.
That's the power we got.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it. Through and through, balls to bones.
There is no spoon.